Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Rosewater. And in the last episode, guys, Harley was able to help the struggling acting troupe get back on their feet and get a little bit of their mojo back. Hopefully things will go well for them. And we continued on the trail to El Presidio from the desert into the mountains. And we found ourselves here at this strange camp where apparently some of Phil's revolutionaries escaped here after something did not go well. And they are not particularly happy to see him. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we can find here.
Looks like they've set up a lantern. The candle needs replacing. It's almost completely melted. There's quite a few people. Doesn't look like they've been camped here very long. It keeps the chill of the forest at bay. The pot hanging above it is empty.
So they need food and candles. Another newspaper?
Seems to be a newspaper from a nearby town.
Rebels rouse rabble, raise ruckus. Scattered southern skirmishes stir Spanish soldiers. Like two homesteaders on adjoining plots of land who each must suffer the fragrant musk of the other's livestock, the encroachment of creeping weeds, drifting gusts of smoke, and the muffled clatters and cries of domestic disharmony borne over the air from his neighbor, disrespectful of any private marker or property line. No more can our nation remain hermetic and unawares of the private troubles and effluent discharge of our neighbor to the south. That sounded very projecting. While the ill-favored rebellion of a certain new Spanish rustics against the brutish excesses of their sovereign king may be accounted a wholly internal matter for the citizens of that empire and her colony, the result has been a steady northward crossing of the would-be uprisers and refugees in the wake of their failed campaigns of resistance. The vagabond trains of these uprooted peasants have become a familiar sight in these parts, wending through our hills and valleys, bearing the remnants of their households upon their backs. It is not neighborly, then, for us Vespuccian to take an interest in matters beyond our border? Or is it not neighborly? To wonder whether New Spain might yet reclaim her wayward citizens, taking refuge in our fields like a runaway child fleeing a loutish father's heavy hand. Whilst the cries of revolutions have quieted since the rout of General Marquez and the raising of innocent Jicotea, occasional reports have resurfaced to offer a small glimmer of hope for the cause. A fortnight ago, for instance, the armory of the garrison at Loma Verde is said to have suffered calamity when the considerable store of gunpowder kept there ignited in the night. A careless mishap, or the work of insurgents still uncowed? Do not sit in the dark. Light up your life with wax-dipped candles made at home. You not need wallow in... Oh, this may be important. Wallow in obscurity, nor allow the chandler to grow fat from your custom. Okay. Wax of any tallow, beeswax, or candela wax may be used. Pot and a wick. Repeat. Felton sawmill nears completion, seeks workers. Okay.
Could I have a moment?
What do you want?
I'd like to hear more about you.
My name is Antonio Ruiz. Like my family for generations before me, I used to be a baker in our village, Jicotea, but everything changed when General Marquez came to us. Now my family is gone, and I am a refugee in a foreign land.
I'm so sorry.
Better to be alive somewhere strange than dead at home.
How did you wind up in this camp?
Lieutenant Morales got us away from our village and helped us across the border. We decided to head west, out of the desert. 3 weeks ago, we found this abandoned church and set up our camp. It has not been easy. We have sick and injured, and we have already lost some along the way. We cannot stay here forever. We need to find a more permanent home.
We'd like to see Lieutenant Morales.
As I said before, that is not a good idea. Lieutenant Morales has been through enough already. I do not want to torment him further by allowing General Marquez an audience.
Thank you, sir.
Adios, señorita.
Yeah, that could be very awkward and potentially dangerous.
Phil?
Harley?
Who is this Lieutenant Morales you mentioned?
One of my bravest compadres. And a dear friend. I tasked him with leading the survivors of Jicotea north, across the border, if necessary. If he is here, I would very much like to speak with him.
Right. Carry on.
Little tree.
There's a length of string tied to this tree. Must have been used to hang laundry. Not a bad place to seek shelter, though the building's clearly been abandoned for quite some time.
And in we go.
General Marqués. No puede ser.
Isabel, I am glad to see you.
What are you doing here? And who is this?
Let Phil answer. Actually,
Good to meet you. I'm Harley Leger. We'd like to help you if we can.
Is that so? Will you be helping us the way General Marqués did when he abandoned us to the Spanish army?
Isabel, you're not being fair.
You dare talk to me about fairness? Fairness would be seeing you executed for cowardice.
What?
After drawing the army into a battle, you fled, leaving us to be massacred.
I did no such thing.
You should have stayed and fought with us, first into battle and last to retreat. Instead, you withdrew as Jicotea crumbled. How do you expect to achieve victory if you do not stay to claim it?
I thought...
It was only the brave leadership of Lieutenant Morales that kept us alive. Now, we are stuck here, unable to return and take back what's rightfully ours. I don't want to speak about this anymore. Leave me in peace, General.
just getting a reality check. But I wonder what actually happened.
Ma'am?
What is it?
Tell me more about yourself, Isabel.
Myself. What can I say? My life has been completely destroyed. I used to take care of my grandchildren, while my son and his wife worked their farm. Now, I am stuck in a strange country with no hope of return. And to complete my torment, the man responsible for it all turns up as if nothing happened.
Is your family here? Did they escape with you?
No. My son stood up to the Spanish tyrants and died defending his home. Last I saw his wife, she was fleeing with the children. I do not know where they went. Lieutenant Morales and his men ushered a group of us out. There was no time to gather anything or find our loved ones.
I'm so sorry.
As am I. Sorry I cannot return to punish those who robbed us of our freedom.
How did you come to shelter in this church?
After crossing into Vespuccia, we soon realized that we could not survive in the open desert. The forest proved just as dangerous. At last, we happened upon this abandoned church. It may not be much, but at least it has walls and a roof.
A lot of people would assume that it's easier to live in a forest than a desert, and it could definitely surprise you.
Can you tell me about Antonio?
That poor old fool. He has completely given up. He thinks we should abandon our home, start over in Vespuccia, rather than return to the fight. The man I once knew would not just roll over and admit defeat. It is sad to see how age has enfeebled him.
Would it be possible for us to speak with Lieutenant Morales?
That is out of the question.
We'll talk again later.
Phil.
Can't think of anything to ask.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah.
A glob of dried wax. Someone was careless with a candle.
Oh, we're gonna have to build something, aren't we?
This shelf probably held many candles once, but there's only some old dried wax now. It's been a long time since anyone used that altar. They've turned a pew over to serve as a table, and it seems the collection plate's been turned into a serving plate. Someone left their knife behind.
Can't grab anything, though.
It leads up to the loft, but I'm not risking my neck to see what's up there. The pews have seen better days. Some of them have been converted into makeshift beds.
Which is literally like the most uncomfortable thing to sit or lay on. Okay. So what do we do here?
Can't think of anything to ask. Could I have a moment?
What do you want?
Tell me about Isabel.
Isabel is misguided. She believes we should return to Jicotea and fight. She refuses to see the truth. We're better off in Vespuccia. A revolution is a lost cause. Our own country would have us submit or die. All that is left to us is to start a new life here.
Thank you, sir.
Adios, señorita.
Phil?
Harley?
Isabel and Antonio aren't too fond of you. Think we might be able to bury the hatchet?
Perhaps. I have been thinking about what might serve for a peace offering.
I'm listening.
These people have lost so much. They have not had the opportunity to properly mourn. I would like to present them with a candle of remembrance.
What's that?
A simple votive candle, lit to honor those who have passed. We just need to find or make one. I hope they might appreciate the gesture.
Okay.
Right. Carry on.
So let's go ahead and look at the recipe list again. And that is wax, a pot, and wick. So I'll just go ahead and take that.
Don't mind if I do.
Yoink. We had some line here.
It's tied on really tight. Can't just rip it off.
That's okay, because there is a knife over here.
I'll just borrow this for a spell.
Mm-hmm. Grab this.
This is stuck fast. No way I can just pull it off. Got it. I'll take some of this wax.
Basically just utilizing everything that we can. So are we going to use the rope for like a new wick?
It's tied on really tight.
Oh, whoops. There we are. And we've got a pot right here, so
That should be enough wax. It's full of melted wax.
then maybe use the rope.
How about that? Harley Legere, Chandler Extraordinaire. It's full of melted wax.
Mm-hmm. Oh!
Crude, but it should serve Phil's purpose.
Well, that should be it.
Here, I made a remembrance candle for you.
Yes, this will work. Good. I can call everyone together for a vigil. A moment of peace is sorely needed. But there is one more thing. These people cannot stay here. They need a plan of action.
Seems like they've already got some ideas.
Yes, Antonio and Isabel are at odds. But there is merit in both of their positions. I do not know whose leadership would benefit this community more. Although my influence is somewhat diminished, I feel that many might still be swayed if I were to lend my voice in support of one or the other. Who would you choose, were you in my position?
Oh, man. Yeah, let me... give me your opinion here.
What are the arguments in favor of each? Walk me through it.
Well, Isabel's heart still burns with the spirits of the revolution. And she says that many feel the same. She would have them go back in defiance of a government so morally corrupt that it would send soldiers to massacre simple villagers.
What do you think would happen to them?
They would all be risking their lives. But they would also be sending a powerful message. The revolution lives. The people yearn to be free. We will not surrender to evil. Such a proclamation cannot be ignored. And when enough voices finally shout it all at once, it cannot be resisted.
And the points in Antonio's favor?
Antonio rightly says that the people of Jicotea did not ask for their village to become a fortress of the resistance. By my coming, I made it a target. They were swept up in something over which they had no control and no say. And they have already paid a steep price.
But surely there must have been some support for the revolution among the people, or you wouldn't have gone there in the first place.
Yeah.
Some, yes. Many were sympathetic to our aims, but had not yet been moved to action. We were trying to rally support. A brave man may offer up his life for a cause, but may he bravely offer up the lives of others.
I do like that. It isn't up to you. We gotta let the people choose.
It seems to me that if you make a decision one way or the other, you're as bad as that corrupt government you're trying to resist. You're fighting for freedom. So why not give them the freedom to choose for themselves? Antonio says the villagers just want peace. And Isabel says they're spoiling for a fight. Well, put it to a vote and find out.
There is much wisdom in what you say, but I do not know. What if such a question divides the people irreparably? Now is a time for unity of purpose, not further fracturing.
I think they'll need to work that out for themselves. But first, they've got to find out where everyone stands. Bureaucrats and dictators always think people are too stupid to make their own decisions, so they treat them like cattle. If you show the people you trust them with their own fates, I think they'll surprise you.
Mi amiga, the spirit of the revolution does indeed live in you. Thank you for helping me to see it. Gather the villagers and meet me in the church.
All right.
What I'm worried is that the lieutenant's gonna show up and things are gonna get tense.
Amigos, thank you all for gathering to listen to my words. You all have suffered tremendously. I know you do not look favorably upon me, but I wish to offer my sincerest condolences and take a moment to remember the fallen. Whether or not they would have chosen this fight, it came to them unasked and claimed their lives. Eusebio Lopez, Gloria Hernandez, Abel Martinez.
He knew their names, though.
All martyrs of the revolution. Let us cherish their memory and ensure that their names are never forgotten. Now that we have honored the past, let us speak of the future. Speaking to Antonio and Isabel has made me realize that leaders should not make every decision. For us to truly be free, we must each be allowed to choose our destinies.
What are you saying, General?
When I came to Jicotea, I hoped you would all voluntarily take arms and fight. Many of you did, and for that I will always be grateful. But I did not realize that I was also forcing the battle upon you. In not giving you a choice, I became no better than our oppressors. For this, I am sorry. Isabel and Antonio have their own ideas for the future, but it is not my place to tell you who you should side with. That choice is and should always be in the hands of the people.
But General Marquez, if our group splits up even more...
Then you will know that those who remain beside you are there because they truly want to be, not because they feel they have to be.
Yep.
My friends, you may stay or you may return and fight. But no matter what you choose, you shall have the two most important things in the world. Honor y libertad.
A rousing speech, General. I was hoping for something more decisive.
My decisiveness was what got you all here in the first place. I hope you can forgive me.
You are forgiven. Before you go, you were asking about Lieutenant Morales? I will take you to him if you wish.
Please.
Follow me.
Is he dead? Going to his gravesite? Yep.
When did this happen?
2 weeks ago. Some of the children were playing in the forest when they startled a mother bear with her cub. There's nothing more dangerous than a mother defending her brood. Lieutenant Morales got them to safety, but the beast mortally wounded him.
Brave to the last.
Indeed. He died a hero's death protecting the vulnerable.
May I have a moment? Lieutenant Morales, I promise your death will not be in vain. We will carry your name on our lips when we march to victory. Until we meet again, old friend. Come, Harley. Let us continue our journey. Adios, Isabel.
Adios, General.
I think... Meet Lieutenant Morales. A great man.
Why don't you go on ahead? I'd like a minute to collect my thoughts.
Very well.
Oh. Okay, this is about the theater troupe. And nowhere to go but this way, I guess.
Oh, good, you're back. We're low on food. If we want to eat tonight, we'll need to hunt for more. I'll let y'all decide what we're after. Round here, the fishing's pretty good. And there's plenty of rabbits and pheasants. Personally, I'd suggest rabbits. Easiest to catch and prepare.
I wouldn't be opposed to some pheasant. Danny makes a mean stew.
Yeah, that sounds good.
What kind of fish are common around here?
Mostly salmon.
Ah, then fishing gets my vote.
Yes, I vote fishing as well.
And you, Leger?
Honestly, I would go with the professional.
I'll go with rabbits.
So we got a three-way tie. But we'll give Leeza Lou the deciding vote. What do you say, girl? Rabbit it is. Come on, Leger, you're with us. Rest of you, start setting up camp for this evening.
Oh, and we're back.
This is a good spot. I'll set up the snare. You go look for some bait.
Like what?
Queen Sarah's lace or wild carrot. Look for the puffy white flowers. Bring me at least 3.
Will do.
Puffy white flowers, okay.
I don't think these are the flowers I'm looking for.
What's Leeza Lou up to? Aw. Wait, no. I wanted to pet.
A clump of puffy white flowers.
Pet. Who's your good girl?
Who's a good pup?
Mm-hmm. More.
Who's a good pup?
More!
Good girl.
There we go. Okay. Pick. Think we should be alright.
She asked for at least 3. I'll wait till I have them all.
Oh, okay. Oops. Rightio. Look at that tail wag.
Who's a good pup?
And here we go. Oh, it's a fairy circle.
A ring of mushrooms.
Yes, indeed.
This should be enough to bait the snare. This log's been here a while.
And we've got another nest.
No birds around. Guess this nest is abandoned.
That's good. We don't want to cause any more trauma like we did with the nest and the cactus. Alrighty, here you go. Miss Johnson.
Here you go.
Thanks. Now let's keep our distance. And now we wait.
Come to think of it, I've never eaten rabbit before.
You've had chicken?
Sure, plenty.
Practically the same.
Just a little bit more gamey.
Sounds like we got one.
Should have enough for a decent meal in no time. Not bad. We eat well tonight. What is it, girl?
Uh-oh. Oh no. Hi, Mama Bear.
Shit.
Yeah.
Holy.
Quiet. Do exactly as I say. Back away, nice and slow. Thank the Lord it ain't a mama bear, just a juvenile. Probably smelled the rabbits. Still plenty dangerous.
Okay, back away slowly.
I'm backing away some more.
All right, I'm with you.
What if you threw it one of the rabbits?
Good idea. Might draw its attention away from us.
A tribute.
Good. You go on gobbling that up. Keep moving back, slowly.
Pick up the dog.
That was close, but you handled it well.
I'm glad you were with me. Hate to think what would have happened if I'd been caught alone. Shame we had to sacrifice some of our catch.
We still have plenty to feed everybody, and the meal will be all the tastier for the trouble we went through for it.
True.
Come on, let's get the fire started.
Man, I'm glad that Lolo was with us. It was like cool under fire.
Now that was some good eating. So, I've been meaning to ask, what's everybody planning on doing with their share of Clark's stash?
Jake, is that something we should really be talking about?
Look, I ain't deaf. I've known about your little treasure hunt for a while. Far as I'm concerned, that's your business, and I want no part of it. You paid me to get you to El Presidio, and that's what I'm doing.
And she got herself a dog out of it. You know what?
Miss Johnson's been a valuable member of this group. I think we should cut her in.
You're kind, Leger, but I ain't interested. I was taught to earn an honest living, and that's what I intend to do.
Anyhow, the question stands.
I think I'd like to buy a new pair of six-shooters. Maybe a horse. It'd be nice to travel the countryside, too.
Have we not been doing that?
Well, sure, but I meant for pleasure. What about you, Phil?
My share will go to the revolution, of course. With full coffers, we will more readily find willing allies. And, of course, I will send something to assist the refugees here in Vespuccia.
That's good of you, Phil. I think I'd like to open my own clinic.
Dr. Redbird, eh?
Well, no, I can't practice as a doctor without a medical license. But I could continue as an herbalist, or maybe a midwife.
So get your medical license. You're already worth 10 of those frontier quacks out there. They're all practicing with some scrap of parchment they paid some fancy school for. You could just write in for one. You'd never have to attend a class or show your face.
Perhaps that's something to consider.
Yeah.
You sure you aren't interested in joining us, Miss Johnson? The extra money could let you stay in one place for a while.
An interesting thought. But I don't mind moving around, at least until I find something worth staying put for.
What about you, Harley?
I'm still thinking. Let's hear your answer.
All right. Well, so far, the money I've earned from appearances and touring the shows kept me quite comfortable. Not to mention the gifts from my adoring public. So I'm thinking I'll probably donate my share to orphans.
That's a wonderful idea, Jake. Support for the less fortunate is so often cloaked in greed and selfishness, but you've truly got a good heart.
Hell, I can't fool you, can I? All right, the truth is I will donate some, but I gotta keep part of it for myself. The shows ain't doing as well as they could, so a little windfall will be welcome. Now, understand I'm telling you all this in the utmost confidence. So, keep this out of the post. All right, Harley?
Of course, this is strictly between friends.
Off the record.
Now it's your turn to answer.
Oh, man. Rent out a room. That seems, yeah.
I see no reason to quit what I've started doing. I'll rent a room someplace and keep writing.
Back in Rosewater?
Maybe. Maybe someplace else. We'll have to see what El Presidio's like.
All right, folks, I'm turning in. See y'all in the morning.
I love the fireside. Okay, definitely need to talk to Lola because she's the first one normally to... Oh, can I go pet? Get up and pet.
Good girl.
Mm-hmm. Oh, pet Leeza Lou 5 times. The good, the bad, and the fluffy.
Glad to see you and Leeza Lou getting along so well.
She's a great pup. Suddenly the road feels a little less lonely. Ain't that right, girl?
Doing all right, Danny?
I think so, yeah. I'm feeling pretty tired. Think I'll hit the hay.
It's fair.
You okay, Nadine? You seem lost in thought.
Oh, I was just contemplating what Miss Johnson said about me getting a license. I never really thought about it before. On one hand, it's exciting to think about all the possibilities, but it's also just as terrifying to consider the unknown.
Well, I think Miss Johnson has a point. You should try for your license. Anyway, isn't considering the unknown all part of being a doctor?
That's an interesting way of looking at it. I'll give it some more thought. It seems I'm sleepier than I thought. I should get to bed.
Fair enough. Get some rest.
Good night, Harley. Please excuse me. I'll see you all in the morning.
Okay.
How are you feeling, Phil?
Oh, well, I have had much to think about of late. Learning the fate of Lieutenant Morales and the refugees has left me uneasy. I ask myself whether we did the right thing. And what of the revolution? Or the mystery of the fort's Aurum shipments? I have yet to hear from Lieutenant General de la Vega regarding either. So many questions and so few answers.
Sounds like you really do have a lot on your mind.
Indeed. Would you like to join me in a toast to the fallen?
Gladly.
A los caídos. Salud.
Slancha.
Salud.
I believe I will retire for the evening. Buenas noches.
Oh, wow. Lola stayed up tonight.
Looks like you and I are the last ones standing for a change.
Imagine that. You going to bed?
Guess so. You?
Not just yet. Time to get in my nightly walk.
All right. Enjoy yourself. See you in the morning.
Good night, Leger.
Please don't run into Mama Bear.
Girl.
Morning. We ready to head out?
We should be once Lola returns. She said she was going to go scout down the road a ways.
That was a while ago. Maybe we should go check on her.
I'll go look for her.
You sure?
Yeah. Be back in no time.
Okay, I was worried there for a second. Oh. Okay, well, we got a fire here. I guess we need to find out where Lola and Leeza Lou happened. Nothing better happened to either of them. Like, I like our crew quite a bit. But we will go ahead and end it here and pick it up in the next episode, guys. I hope y'all have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. That'd be a big help. I will see you next time. Later days, everyone.